Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 397.
Wow.
Sorry, I just added 200. I was thinking about episode 200. 197. Oh, if only we were like those other podcasts and such a high number.
We could just pretend.
Yeah, that's just, I
If
think
if we literally went back and cut them all into 4, we would be on for like 400 or something stupid.
we could just throw an extra 200 on for the next
No,
run.
no, check.
No one, well, we can do whatever we want, can't we? It's just a show title. Episode 197, 27th of October, 2023. My name is Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Dave.
Hello.
And on my right by Neil.
Hello.
Welcome back. It's nice to be back. Feels like it's been
Yes.
a long week, but here
Is
we
it?
are. Beautiful weather
I'm
outside.
I'm fully expecting people knocking at my door
Oh, yeah? Why?
because it's near Halloween.
What?
But then it's not Halloween.
No, I know.
You
But-
don't do trick or treating unless it's actual Halloween.
Yeah.
You don't get to do it a 4 days early.
Yeah, it's a nice night. Yeah, when I went out earlier, I already saw.
Have you got
Kids, like
pumpkins
little-
on your doorstep?
I do have.
Because you're asking for trouble if you've got pumpkins in front of
Yeah,
your
I
house.
might actually I might have a if I do
Especially
get
if they're
any,
lit
I'm
up.
gonna- they're not lit up.
Oh, well.
But no, I might if I do get a knock, I'm gonna just pull the pumpkins in and tell them to fuck off.
Oh, come on. Not if they're little kiddies all dressed up and excited.
They're not going to be little kiddies at this time of night, are they?
Yeah, if it's chav kids, then just send them back in.
Asking for $5.
Throw a pumpkin at their fucking heads. Go fuck off.
My
It's not Halloween.
My neighbor has, I don't know how she's done it, but she's just made these she's basically got some kids' snow boots and trousers or whatever like that, and then ghost costumes over the top of them. And it just looks like there's constantly these two kids just standing on her porch. It's fucking, every time I get out of my car, I go, what the fuck? It's so really weird. I spoke to my wife. She goes, it's really unsettling. Every time I come around, there's just two kids staring at us.
Nice.
Great. I got to see her and say, congratulations. Well done. It's a
Well,
good one, that
we've
one.
got a bit of a gathering tomorrow. It's like
Oh, yeah?
it's not fancy dress or any shit like that. We're just having a party, and it'll be loosely Halloween related. So
You should at short notice announce a costume competition.
no, fuck no.
See if you can get some people, and then nobody else dress up except for the one people you don't tell that it's not happening.
So we've been looking at like cocktails and shit anyway, and my wife's like found this thing, to keep a big bowl of drink cool or whatever. It's like you fill some rubber gloves with like ice, with water, and freeze it so you get like hand-shaped ice and stuff like that. It's like this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but you'd have to be nice, clean gloves to do it with. Obviously, if you're going into like a drink, not like the furry bits inside and all that shit.
I
Still
don't.
not.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to overthink that one too much.
Yeah.
Are you
But
gonna
yeah,
have
they look
a hedgehog with pineapple sticks?
We've
Cheesy
got a
pineapple.
pumpkin. We've got a pumpkin with that's getting cheesy pineapple shit stuck in it.
Yes. You serving up shrimp cocktails?
No.
No.
Why would I do
Prawn
that?
cocktails. Prawn cocktails. I don't know. Just when whenever I
You've got to
think
cook a
about
chili.
whenever I think about English people having a party, my
Vol-au-vents.
mind just things like that. Vol-au-vents,
Finger
prawn
food.
cocktails.
No, we're doing a
ashtrays
chili.
full of cigarettes everywhere.
Oh,
Does
yeah,
anyone
we're not
still
doing-
smoke when they
No,
come around your house?
No
or
one's.
anything like that?
Well, some people still smoke that we know, but not many.
No,
Yeah.
It's a dying art, isn't it?
literally.
But yeah, we're cooking a chili, maybe making some potato wedges, and we're doing hot dogs for kids. So,
The best thing I've seen with hot dogs, the hot dogs in the cans, the cheap
don't
ones.
use those ones.
No,
they're
no,
fucking
none
rank.
of us do, Dave. It's been a while, but here we go again.
So somebody had done the hot dogs, but they left a tiny bit of the hot dog out of the bun, and they'd cut it off like a fingernail style thing and put like some tomato ketchup on it, and it looked like a little fingernail. With
Nice.
It actually
It
looked
ma-
pretty
it
good.
was actual fingernail. That would be pretty gross.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, maybe it's just
Oh.
a false nail or something.
Yeah, again, I don't want to overthink any of this too much.
Yeah.
Okay, Neil, football. What we
Oh,
got
yeah.
going on?
Uh,
Well, a lot going on.
yeah.
Well-
I can hear things going on in the background, like someone scored, because there's obviously
yeah.
the game week has kicked off. It was 0-0 at half time between Crystal Palace and Spurs.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. It's not really a spoiler, is it?
Well, it is because I'm trying to avoid the result.
Oh, are you? What, are you
Yep.
watching Match Today or something on a Sunday night?
Yes. I'll avoid.
Oh,
I
I'm
usually
sorry.
go radio silence on Saturdays.
Well, it's Friday. I don't know if you noticed.
I know, pedantic so and so.
So, going back to last week, I assume you've watched Match Today for last week, have you? Am I okay to talk about this week?
Yes, you are. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so there were wins for Liverpool, Wolves, Brentford, Man City, Newcastle, Man United, Aston Villa, Spurs. And there were draws between Chelsea and Arsenal. A little bit of a friendly rivalry between you and someone else there. Maybe, no?
Yes, I'll tell you why that game was significant. Was because I hoofed Ramsdale finally and put Sanchez in.
How did that
And
work
not
out?
only did Sanchez have a fucking howler, not the fact he didn't keep a clean sheet or whatever, but he had a howler which sort of is like, oh shit, is that going to threaten his place? But not only that, the Arsenal regular keeper had a nightmare game as well, and you're wondering
Ramsdale will
whether
be
the
back in.
guy I've shipped, Ramsdale, might be back in. It's like, oh crap.
Oh well. The
Reasons
last
not
game,
to tinker.
the Forests and the Lutons played out 2-2 draw, much to the Forest fans' dismay, I assume, because they were 2-0 up and looking cruising.
Yeah,
And then
man,
they
I
had an
believe in
absolute
Luton.
mare in the for their first goal. Everyone basically just the ball came in from Andros Townsend. You may remember him, now playing for Luton. And basically everyone kind of looked at each other and it bounced and just got poked in the back of the net. I was like, oh, nice. And then we got quite a nice, strong bit of forward play for the second goal. But they won't be happy that they didn't keep that one out either, I shouldn't think. Certainly Steve Cooper sounded a bit annoyed, for sure. But yeah, good comeback from Luton.
Yeah, nice.
Actually
4
scored a couple
points
of
now?
goals. 5.
5 points now.
Outside the relegation zone. Everton looking like they're going to get docked a load of points. So there's only potentially 2 other teams that we got to worry about now.
Right. I believe, man. I believe.
Yeah, well,
we've
got a few tough games coming up for sure. Like next few 2 weeks, next 2 weeks are hard, big time hard. Villa away and Liverpool at home.
I think, Luton are a very, very excellent underdog. I think to take an interest in this season.
Did you watch Match Today? You said
yes.
Seems like we might be the better of the 3 that came up. The most likely to stay up out of the 3 that did come up, despite finishing third lowest out of those 3.
Do you know? I think it's your manager. I've just heard your manager talk on a couple of occasions. It's just you get the.
What was they called?
I get the impression that he is just like, look, it is what it is. We can only do what we can do. And that sort of attitude to me is just fine, right?
League financially of any, even Sheffield United.
Right, but so you could be a relaxed team. That could relax you, takes the weight of expectation off, right? And you become even more dangerous then, right? Because you fucking start playing. If you guys start enjoying it and not worrying about it, like it could be. I think.
Well, I think we're definitely changing the way we played. Like the way that we got here is the crew that the people that he's got in. We're going to end up playing a much different style by the time the season ends, I would say.
Yeah.
Still fairly direct, and obviously we haven't got quality all over the pitch like you need. But hard work replaces quality for a bit.
Yeah. A lot of hard work and heart. I think I really, honestly, it'd be great if you guys can stay up.
Yeah, it'll be good. It's going to be very hard to stay up anyway, but we'll see where we are after 38 games. That's the important point. Thanks, Dave. That was massively distracting me. Yeah, so where was I? Yeah, anyway, so player-wise, big points for Mo Salah. Everyone knows who he plays for, obviously. Kaladzic, probably don't ever heard of him. He plays for Wolves. Brian and Burmo, back in the business. Bollocks, got rid of him a couple of weeks too early. Julian Alvarez, Jacob Murphy, Chris Wood, Mudryk, Diego Dallo, Douglas Luiz, and Heung-min Son. They were all the 3-pointers. 3 bonus points for those lot. And the player of the week was Jacob Murphy. He scored 17 points, got a goal, 2 assists, and 3 bonus. However, looks like he's out injured for a while now. So I can't remember what actually happened between, but yeah, he's got a bit of he's out for a few weeks. There's quite a few injuries, it seems, at the moment. Getting to that point of the season where there's a few injuries starting to hit. Jesus is out for a few weeks. Shipped him just at the right time, obviously.
Nice.
And I can't remember. There's a few others like knocking around. So onto the scores. The average for last week was 67, so a bit higher than it has been. Because there was quite a few high-scoring weeks. The top scorer in our league, I've not stopped hearing about it all week, was my son Adam. Got 110
go on, Adam.
points.
Okay, yeah.
I haven't heard any cheering this evening, so I'm assuming Son hasn't scored or anything yet. So, it was just non-stop last weekend. It was like big roars from him every game that he was watching, pretty much from when his player would do something. He's gone top of the league this week. Mark Allport, second top scorer on the week, 100 points, so 2 in the hundreds for last week. He's gone up to 20th, big jump there. And my wife, great,
My wife.
98 points for her. She's gone up to 8th.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been great this house for me this week.
Excellent.
So the top 3 now looks like my son is top 602, and he's like, I don't know.
He's really up there too.
Yeah,
he's
he's
like
very
top
high up in the
50,000 or
top,
something, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in the Luton League, and he's like in the top fucking few hundred or whatever. So yeah, he's really up there. Lewis holding on to second, 584, and Nathan is in 575 in third. In the head-to-head league, there were wins for Adam against me, my wife against Luciano, Elusive Man beat Chris Jackson, Christian beat Chipper Spice, Gar beat Phil Taylor, Fraser.
Gar had a good round, didn't he?
Yeah. Gary. I can't remember. Fraser, you beat Andy Cox. Mike Redmond beat the average, and Dave, you lost to Lewis. Sorry, Dave.
We need Dave. We need to have words with Dave.
And just to add
I didn't really
insult to
stand a
injury,
chance, did I?
my
Well,
son
I
is
don't
top
know.
of
I
the
thought you were-
head-to-head league as well.
Oh, is he?
Mm-hmm.
Is it insufferable, Neil?
It is a bit, but like I say, hopefully he'll be quiet this weekend. He's on 19 points in the head-to-head league, and there's Lewis, Lou, Christian, and Mike all on 18. So pretty close still in the head-to-head league. I've started to go backwards. But you know, look at Man City, champions last year. They're not top of the league at the moment, are they? But I'm sure they will be by the end of the season. There we go. That's what I'm saying.
This league's getting tough. It's good.
Yeah, lots of competition this year. I've realised I've made a balls up though on my team this week. I was having problems with my app. It's like I went to do my transfers on my app, and it kept saying
the app's fault.
you need to log in. I was like, I am fucking logged in. I've just changed my team on your stupid app. Don't tell me I need to log in. So I did it on the internet, and when I picked my team, I'd done it on the app previously, but obviously hadn't saved. I hadn't fucking switched my keepers around, and I looked at my team earlier after the game kicked off. Went, oh fuck, I've not got Areola in goal, who's playing Everton at home for West Ham. And I've got
Areola in goal.
I've got Leno from Fulham who's playing Brighton away. I'm like, oh, I've done a -4 this week.
Oh dear.
I took my hit on the -4. My son's done 3 transfers to take a -4 as well this week. So
Oh man, see, I don't know. You guys play. You guys don't mind taking your hits. I won't do it. I won't do it. I hovered over the wild card this week, and then I just decided, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to tinker. Look, this is a team that's just delivered a good points haul last week for me. Like, it's not the best, but it's not bad. And then
I had a red player that I wanted rid of, and then I had Colton Morris of Luton up front, and then I was like, I'm just going to get rid. I'm going to save a bit of money there. I've dropped to João Pedro for Brighton because he seems like he's in good form. He's the top scorer in the Europa League apparently. He scored 3 penalties. So,
right.
So yeah, hopefully they've got a couple of injuries at Brighton, so I'm hoping he's going to play. And I brought in Tsimikas of Liverpool because obviously he's a route to the Liverpool defence, nice and cheap, and is actually going to play because Robertson's out for a while. That's another one of the big injuries. So hopefully the -4 will be paid back in and
well, good luck.
A bit more than -4. So we'll see.
Dave, any comments?
Football.
Football is football, isn't it?
Fair enough.
I'm trying to keep up. But yeah, I'm not getting a chance to watch the games.
You don't
Yeah,
need to watch the games.
Just watch Match of the Day, mate.
Yeah,
Just like that.
just like that. Just easy as that.
Just
Yeah.
put another couple of hours of something in your life. Just like that.
But you could stop watching so many TV programs.
Well, I mean, he likes those more than Match of the Day, though. That's the problem.
Well, I watch them with the missus, so you know.
Okay, her into the football.
Look at him.
So I don't watch stuff on my own.
Everyone, all the women love our manager. What you were saying about Rob Edwards? He's a bit of a dish, apparently. Our boss.
Oh, yeah.
All the women love him.
You just
Yeah,
try to
I've
get more
developed,
supporters, aren't you?
I've got my route. I'm getting into a routine now on that Sunday morning. You know, up super early, no one's around. Get the coffee on the go, feet up, walk the dog, then come back and put the feet up and just watch Match of the Day while everyone's still. It's great.
Do you like
I
it?
love
Do you like the banter between the three of them? It's usually Michael, Gary, and Shearer.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I remember fondly the banter back in the old days when Alan Hansen was on there, and who else was on it? Alan Hansen,
Mark Lawrenson.
Oh yeah, Lawrence and his mustache. Yeah, and
Who was the
was
main
Lineker
presenter?
presenting
Well,
then?
he's been doing it a long time, so I don't know.
He has been doing it a long time.
Could have been
Yeah.
on with them, but I don't know who was it before them. Can't even remember.
I can't remember. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's good. I enjoy it.
Yeah,
I don't think everyone who they bring on is great, but most of them are.
Danny Murphy's on usually on one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, Match of the Day team.
Never thought I'd see Danny Murphy again.
Oh, there you go. I listen to a lot of the radio and stuff, so I hear a lot of it. It's better than Danny Mills. Sorry, Danny.
Okay, are we done with football?
Yeah.
Good.
Till
Let's go on
till a
to
bit later when I talk about podcasts that I've got to recommend.
Oh, okay. Let's go into the listener stuff then. MS Rangers says, "Evening Seals, long time still listening. Are any of you interested in the Tyson Ngannou fight tomorrow? Lover of boxing and hated the thought of this fight, but the constant chat about the fight has finally broken me down, and I'm looking forward to it, but only because I'm not paying for it."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would buy it. That's for sure. 25 quid, is it?
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Anyway, it's good to hear from you, Mark, but I'm not. No, I'm not interested.
Are you
Not
a
my
boxing thing normally? Would you watch boxing?
No, you know what? I just remember I had always sort of taken a little bit of an interest in boxing, and then I just remember watching one fight. I think it was one of the Bruno fights, and it might even have been the Tyson Bruno fight. So it would have been about 93, 94. I can't remember. And I just remember watching it, and he took a hit, and his head looked like a rag doll on a stick, like brutal. It was like, holy shit. And just from that one punch was enough. I was like, that's just,
It's just
it ain't
brutal,
good, is
isn't it?
It's not good, is it? Right? It's not good.
Yeah,
So,
well, you don't watch the
yeah.
UFC then either, I assume.
No, I've been to a UFC.
Is he possibly even more brutal than boxing?
That was very interesting, because when it started, it was just so savage. Like, people just, the fucking blood everywhere straight away, and I was just literally feeling sick to my stomach a little bit at the start. I was like, ooh, that's okay. And then as the beers went down, by the end of it, we were screaming for people's blood. Yeah. But I saw one guy, he came in, I can't remember his name now, but he came in with green hair and he left with red hair. Like, he got the absolute shit kicked out of him. Yeah, it was pretty brutal. That was the brawl
really
in the
hurt.
That was the Albert Hall. Brawl in the hall.
Right, nice. Posh UFC.
We had box seats too, which was cool.
Yeah, well, so this is a crossover match. I don't know if you know Ngannou. He's like heavyweight UFC guy. He's ripping up the division apparently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with UFC, to be honest, but he's a big lad, that's for sure. 6'4" and all muscle by the look of it as well. He looks ripped. And then let's see Tyson Fury. He's bigger, taller, does not look ripped at all.
No.
But I don't know if he ever has looked really ripped. He's a very good boxer. He moves very quick for a big man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand how people are interested in it. As you talk about it now, it's starting to make me be interested in it, right? So,
yeah. I'm not going to watch it.
but I wouldn't chase it down
No.
to watch
So
it now.
so yeah, Fury. I think it's Fury's odds on to win.
It's because it's actually a boxing match. So, like, you
'Cause it's a
can't,
boxing
like,
match, yeah.
squeeze the middle of some guy with your thighs or whatever while you
Right.
pummel their face. Or,
Yeah. Yeah.
try and choke them out or whatever.
So you think technically he's just going to annihilate him, right?
because he's a boxer.
And it's a boxing
and
match.
he's one of the best boxers ever. So,
Yeah.
I'd expect him to win. If he loses, it's not going to look great for him, put it that way.
I'm not even sure why he's taking it because
Money.
Okay, right, fair enough. How much do you reckon he's getting?
Well, he's taking probably the large share of the box office money to Fury. I'd assume.
Of course he is.
He'll be taking the bulk of that money. So that's probably quite a bit of money.
What, 20 million, 30 million or something?
It's always multiple millions. All these
right,
guys.
exactly.
So
why? Why would you do it?
all right. So you have to be quite good, otherwise you don't get that money.
That's true.
You can't just be like taking a pasting. If
I
you're the guy taking a
I
pasting,
get it.
you're not getting that
I
much.
mean, you think about these guys, like it's even like I don't know, like I just happen to catch the odd advert or whatever, and I'll see some guy doing an advert, like a Clooney or whoever like that, and you're like, seriously, do you really need to do that? But then you're like, the guy's got to turn up for one day probably, and they're writing him a check for 5 million, right?
He does an espresso.
I mean,
is that what you get him?
why wouldn't you do it, right? You're just like, holy shit, I can make
This
5
is
million in 1 day's worth of work,
money I've
right?
ever made.
Yeah, I used to flip burgers. I can remember flipping burgers, and now someone's going to pay me 5 million to do a day's work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit different. You're getting the shit kicked out of you.
Yeah.
But Tyson might not even get the shit kicked out of him, right?
I don't know if his other guy manages to hit him, it's probably going to hurt.
Yeah.
But,
well, anyway, I'll take a kicking for 30 million. So.
Well, you'd hopefully survive. That's the problem, isn't it?
You'd hope so. Christian, thanks, Mark, by the way. Christian says, would you prefer Lou Estevez, it's our Lou in the FPL, not Neil's Lou. Would you prefer Lewis wins FPL or your lad, Neil?
Right, well, I've got to go with my boy, haven't I?
Yes.
Even though it would be unbearable. And I wouldn't hear the end of it for until the next season starts, probably. Well into that.
Do you know what is bearable?
Yeah.
You've done it. You won it, right? The monkey's off the back. You won it. It's okay, right? Yeah, someone else can win it. So, yeah, you really have to root for your son. You know you do. Maybe not root for him too much, but you got
No, I'm going to make... If anyone's going to make sure they get to rub it in his face, it's going to be me. So,
Yeah,
so
Lou
hopefully I'll win.
Yeah, that'll be nice. You can't do the double. Oh, you did the double last year, didn't you?
I did the League and Cup last year.
Yeah. Lou Estevez says, great question. I actually don't know which I prefer, quite honestly. Ha, ha, ha. He says, it's interesting that both our teams are getting more similar to each other, with the major difference being I'm Team Haaland and he's Team Salah.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. He hasn't got Haaland.
Pretty interesting indeed.
He's not got Haaland in his team and scored 110 points last week. And Haaland did actually score last week.
Haaland did very well. I think it's 15.
Not as good as Salah, who he has as captain.
Right, but Haaland's going to keep grinding it out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He wants it back at some point, but I don't know how he's going to get it.
I was thinking of hoofing Haaland playing Man United this week. That'll be a good time to hoof him out. But didn't he score like a hat-trick against Man United last year?
That was at I say Main, it's not called Main Road. The Manchester City Stadium, whatever it's fucking called. No, that's Man United. Man United did actually win at Old Trafford last year. And this year, because I was like, everyone's like, Man United's defence is all over the place. They've got Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans at the back. Haaland's going to give them a lesson, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, it could do. But it's the whole Bobby Charlton business at the moment, isn't it? And it's like the first league home game since they had the European game in midweek since Bobby Charlton died. Because for the weekend he actually died, they were away. So there's going to be a whole big shit load of stuff about Bobby Charlton before the game, after the game, and all that sort of stuff. And I'm like, I think Man United might actually do it again, despite being quite depleted squad-wise. So
yeah,
They could just
Well,
keep it
that's fair
quiet.
enough. That's fair enough. And then Holland could also just completely shit
Mhm.
on them and put a hat trick behind, you know.
Mhm.
So who knows?
Yeah, well, I've captained. Is it Saka or Salah? I can't remember. I think they're my captain and vice. I can't remember which way I went in the end.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and
Good
I've
luck,
got
everyone.
lots of Aston Villa players in my team this week as well. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
All
Diaby
right.
got
Okay.
a
Well,
week's grace because he was been shit for weeks. He's been playing really well, but not getting any points. And he's in my team against Luton, and that's it. If he doesn't score against us, he's gone.
yeah. Yeah. That's a threat. You should tell him that.
Yeah,
Send
will
him
do.
a
I
message
think
on
hopefully
X.
he's listening.
Thank you, Christian. Lee Griggs says, "Hello there. I am sure you've heard this many times before, but whenever I enter SEAL podcast into YouTube, I get a long list of Navy SEAL recommendations. I was wondering if you had any advanced tools, tips, or special techniques that could help me search for your podcast on YouTube. And yes, I am already subscribed. The only thing I have thought to do is open a YouTube link from your Discord channel and then go to my YouTube history to view the show. Sorry to seem so pedantic, but this is the state of my life now. Kicking myself in advance at my obvious stupidity, Lee. P.S. Love the show." Thank you, Lee.
Well, what have you got to say about this?
Well, it's funny that Lee sent this email in because I have been thinking about this almost since day one anyway, a little bit, because I've never liked the fact that we the SEAL podcast, it's a little bit, I think we've discussed this before, but this came about because we called ourselves the SEALs ironically,
Yes.
right? And it's just sort of snowballed from that, really. It was never meant, it was never a planned out name or anything like that. It was just like what we called ourselves.
Yeah.
And I am more than aware of how shitty it is to search for us. But that being said, we are where we are on the merits of our own work, right?
In spite of
in spite of that.
People aren't coming to us thinking that we're Navy SEALs. Is that what you're saying?
No. Well, no, I'm saying that we have our people that listen to us. We have numbers of people that listen to us, which I am quite frankly very happy with, and we have been for a long time. And we've done that without being without anyone basically being able to find us, right? So that's okay. That I think that's given us a very, very solid user base and a very good, metrics to feel confident with. That being said, we have been discussing in the background some change. So I guess we could talk about that now briefly. In that we have episode 200 coming up. We're wondering what to do for episode 200. Where are we? What now? Is this 197 or is it 397? I've forgotten.
Yeah, 3,020, I think it was.
So it's not long to go. We're not sure what we're going to do for episode 200. Probably do a phone in or something like that. I don't know. That's what all these other people do. Is that what we're going to? Maybe we will, maybe we won't. I don't know. But we're also talking about rebranding as well and changing the name slightly or changing the name completely.
Wholesale.
I'm not going to go into what we've talked about so far. We haven't had big discussions about it, but we've got to start getting going on it if we're going to do something. Well, we don't have to do anything. We can do whatever the fuck we want, right? But if we if we try and set ourselves some targets, we should probably try and hit them.
Yeah.
So if anybody listening has any ideas, the format of the show, if there's the format of the show you're not content with, you think that it's, we ramble too much about this, or we should talk more about that, now is the time to send something in and let us know. If you think you've got a good idea for a name change or whatever. I will say on the name, if you search SEAL Gaming Podcast, I think that helps.
If you search at SEAL Podcast with no spaces, that we come up at the top.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
because that is our actual channel name, so that will get us to the top of the list.
Yeah.
At SEAL Podcast,
yeah.
The way I do it on YouTube is I actually look for my subscribed, and then because I'm subscribed to loads of ones and I can never find them hardly, and I want to go back and watch some old videos, so I look at my subscribed, and then luckily our icon in YouTube is quite unique actually. That is a good thing about that. In YouTube, it's the orange seal, and that does stand out. So that's good.
That's true. Yeah. So we'll be changing that.
But yeah, I think, you know, any changes that we'll make, we'll be on the same links, and we'll be on the same, you know, same stream and thing. I don't think we're gonna change that.
We need to
'Cause
get a new. Well, I guess you can just change it, everything, can't you? You just change the names of stuff. I don't know about YouTube how it works, to be honest, but I think you can
No.
just change it.
no,
That's
dunno.
that's the thing. This sounds like work.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's Lee, it has been going through, and I know we said about it. Is it early this week, last week? And yeah, it's funny. We, as Fred said, we kind of fell into this. It's like, oh, you know, we'll start doing this, and with basically no thought behind it.
And beg your pardon?
Nothing much has changed.
No, there was a li- I'd like
That's
to
a
think I
little
put.
bit of
I'd like to
thought, but-
think I put a little bit. I'll tell you what the thought that I did put into it. Things that I brought over from my experience was keeping it simple. Right, that was the biggest thing. How can we keep
Yeah.
this as simple as possible? Right, because the work is the problem. Like you just don't, not having
Yeah.
to do too much. So while everything seems
It
pretty
started off
bare
simple
bones.
because we literally just used to throw out an audio episode, but now it's obviously there's more stuff going on now.
Streamed and
Well, we've refined a little bit on the format, and the football section has become very popular, particularly amongst 2 out of 3 of us. Anyway, it's all good. It's all good. So we are working on it. If you have any suggestions, we'd absolutely love to hear it. If you can find out where to send them, that's great. Send them.
Discord's great, obviously.
sealpodcast@gmail.com, or come on into the Discord. A link is posted in somewhere.
Everywhere. It's on everything, if you can find it.
Okay, so thanks for that, Lee. I'm sorry you're having a little bit of trouble there, but but anyway,
Hopefully
look
you'll
for
be able to find
at
us.
Seal Podcast. Apparently,
Yeah.
there's the gem. There's the gem from Neil.
Yeah.
Which is going to get us out of having to do any changes whatsoever. Okay, Lord says.
Lord's just joined us in the chat.
Yep. Oh, nice. Okay, good stuff. The master's here
Good timing.
himself. Lord sent us a quiz. Evening Seals, a quick quiz tonight, and keep up the good work. Man, you know what? You guys are great. There's some really nice stuff. Even just P.S. Love the show from Lee. Man, this shit. This is what keeps us going. Love it. Thank you very much. Lord, so we have a quiz. All right. Oh, they're back. Sorry, my gardeners are back.
Well, you got to just shut the
Gardeners,
windows.
plural.
They're your gardeners, are they? You own
It's
them.
it's for the compound. I own them while they work here. I shout out from my window, I pay your wages, pick up that leaf. Because that always goes down well.
Yes. And then
You missed a bit.
funny, like how all of the leaves end up in your front yard or something by the time they're finished.
All right, Lord has our quiz. All right, let's see how we go, whether we're playing together or as individuals. Let's play as individuals, shall we?
Oh, okay.
Cool.
What, we're going to write
Well-
our answers down then?
Well, actually, we play as individuals, but
You're
as a team
writing, are
against
you?
Lord. Yeah, I love
He's got his
writing.
notebook out, look. His pen and his paper.
Yep, love it. Question number 1. Which English city was once known as Juro-le-Ponte? Or Jurolapont?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody want to have a stab at that?
Sounds like it could be, I don't know, old. For sure. Like maybe Roman, potentially. I don't know.
Onti.
I'm going. I've got one. I've got an answer.
It's English.
Yes.
Juro-le-Ponte. I don't know. What would be a...
I'm going.
if it is Roman...
Do you want me to hear mine? Can I say mine before you fucking say it and I have to fucking say that's what I said?
Yeah, and then I'll go, that's fucking bullshit. You just copied me.
Yeah. So I'm going to say Cambridge.
Oh. Nice. He's got inside knowledge.
I was gonna say, which is it Liverpool? Liverpool's on the coast. Where I'm thinking, Liverpool.
Why is the coast significant?
Because I think I think it kind of means like sailing point or crossing point or something like that. And I'm thinking between Ireland and
What are you clicking?
Oh,
Ireland.
not
Sorry,
Roman
sorry.
Gallic then.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm going to go for Portsmouth.
For the same reason you think it's a
I think so. I
port
think most
or
of the significant places are for oldie worldy ports, right? Or coastal. Who knows?
Cambridge is not one of those things.
No, he's got inside knowledge. He knows something.
As if I've got fucking inside knowledge.
All right, don't be offended at him just saying you might actually know an answer.
Well, I've got some. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We come on with this. Let's go.
Question number 2. Which spice, if consumed in large enough quantities, produces a hallucinogenic
Yes, that's the one.
hallucinogenic
Have you had some of this already?
I'm
Between the
trying.
words.
I'm looking at the words, and then I'm trying to imagine the words, and my brain can't handle doing it. And then I'm looking at you guys as well. My brain's just gone complete meltdown. Which spice, if consumed in large enough quantities, produces a hallucinogenic effect?
Do you know this? Have you got
I have
an
no
idea?
idea.
I
I did
don't
see the
know.
questions earlier, and I was thinking of this one, and I I've never even heard that rumor. You know, when you're kids and you hear rumors, like if you roast a banana skin and smoke it, it'll get you high.
Yeah, I definitely remember that one.
Yeah. Anybody try it?
I don't think we did because we didn't really need to.
I'd say cinnamon.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like bark and tree. I don't know.
It's a fair shout.
Cinnamon sounds good.
I think the
that
obvious one is chili.
Yeah,
like,
I was going to say chili. But is that a spice, have I said? Like, there's loads of different types of chili.
I'm going to say turmeric. Is turmeric, are they claiming effects with turmeric? No, everybody be hoofing that.
Turmeric's in all the health drinks.
Turmeric is the buzzword right now.
Yeah,
it's all supposed to be good for you, apparently.
I don't know. I'll say turmeric.
Turmeric. What do you say, Neil?
Well, I'm allowed chili.
You can say whatever you want.
Yeah. Go with chili.
Within reason.
Chili?
Chili? Okay.
Saffron
All
or
right.
something.
I don't think is saffron a spice?
Yeah, well, it comes in the spices part of the shop. It's got a brown top, which is spices. The green top's the herbs.
Oh, yeah.
So,
saffron being the stem of the
orchid, is it?
Orchid? An orchid?
Something like that, isn't it? Stamen or something.
Yeah.
Question number 3. Which playground game used to be an Olympic sport up until 1920? Neil's smiling. He knows he's got a shit-eating grin on his face.
I don't know. See, I can only think of one playground game that's really old. I don't think it's going to be a kiss chase.
I was thinking of tag, but can't have that.
Like, I can't believe it would be
hide and seek.
Hopscotch is the only thing I can think of, and that sounds ridiculous.
I was going to say dodgeball, or whatever version of dodgeball we have in England.
British Bulldog. Remember British Bulldog?
I do remember British Bulldog. Yeah. I don't know, is Lord English or Lord? He is.
Well,
okay.
he's from he's from Yorkshire, so it's
not going to be dodgeball.
I didn't even hear that, but I'm going to laugh anyway because I love it when someone has a dig.
Oh, well, it's not going to be dodgeball then, is it? I don't know. Hang on.
I'm going to say what was I going to say?
Tag.
Neil, while Dave thinks.
I was saying hopscotch.
Oh, hopscotch. Okay.
He said hopscotch.
All right.
Sounds fucking stupid, but there we go.
I don't know.
That's my best guess.
Hide and seek. Fuck it.
Hide and seek. Okay.
Right.
All right. Okay.
Do you want answers?
Neil, do you want to do the answers?
Okay. Number 1. Which English city was once known as Duroli Ponti or whatever. It was Cambridge.
Nice.
Right.
How did you know that, or how did
I
that?
think Pont is French for bridge.
Oh, for God's sake.
That was where
Okay.
I went. That was where my brain was going anyway. Seems I was right.
Nice. All right, fair
So
play.
Ponti might be Italian for bridge or Latin, is what I was thinking.
Could be.
I had no idea on the first part of it. That was just a guess. Which spice, if consumed in large enough quantities, produces a hallucinogenic effect? The answer is nutmeg. Bollocks.
Oh yeah.
Should have known that.
Find you down the old spice aisle next week, huffing the nutmeg.
Be like, just pouring powder in. That's rank. Right, number 3. Which playground game used to be an Olympic sport up until 1920? The answer is tug of war. Fuck's sake.
What really is that a playground
Yeah.
game?
I think I was banned well before I got.
I'm not
involved
sure
with
you
it.
see it these days.
No.
That's for sure. Probably a band on the health and safety.
Did you ever play British Bulldog at school? I used to
Mm.
love that. I used to have big games of that out in the field.
We had a. Someone decided that American Bulldog was like I think it was very similar, except you're allowed to punch people. I think.
I'll just barge through them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we didn't play American Bulldog. There was no punching.
Yeah, so we didn't. I didn't play much of that. That didn't last very long.
All right. Well, I declare Neil the winner.
Right, because I got one right.
Well done.
Yep. Well done. You got a
Thanks,
good
Lord.
one right there. Well played. Thank you very much, Lord. Much appreciated, mate. Okay, let's move on to what we've been doing. I've got nothing in there, nothing to comment about. Well, the only thing I got to comment about is I do have a pinball tournament tomorrow. Exciting stuff. There is a fancy dress competition. I don't know whether to go dressed up or not.
As a pinball machine.
I don't know. I think I have a bloodstained shirt. I think I'll wear that. That'll be about it.
Is it actual blood?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing really. Just been busy this week because with Neil's not going to believe it, but busy with work and stuff. So
it's about time,
there
really,
you
isn't
go.
it?
Yeah, I suppose it is, Neil. Yeah, somehow earn the money. Oh, and my son started his job this
how's
week,
that
so
going?
that was good. Yeah, he had his first shift yesterday, so that was good.
Was he come home all like brain frazzled?
I think he was a little bit frazzled, but I think he was okay. It was just, he's now answerable to people if he fucks up. Properly answerable to people, right? It's he was in the aisle and some guy came up and asked him where something was. And he went, "I'm sorry, I don't know. It's my first day." And the guy goes, "All right, well, I'll give you a free pass this time," and walked off. My son was like, "What does that mean?" Right? So he explained that to him. And then he said to sort of lift a bucket of fish heads or something like that, which was probably the highlight of the evening. So yeah, it's all happening. It's good.
Good.
I'm
Getting
good.
old,
Pleased.
didn't
Yeah. It's on the right path anyway. So.
Good. How much are you taking of his wages?
Oh, I'm not going to garnish any of it. Not yet.
What?
He's all right. He's still only still only at school. So
yeah, you got to take it now, otherwise I'll never give you any.
There's got to be some kind of tax.
Yeah,
it's
called rent.
Yeah. Well, I don't charge him rent yet. So
do what my mum did. My mum charged me rent, but when I moved out, she just gave it all of the money that I'd paid in rent back to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bless you. Her little soldier. She looks after him, doesn't she?
God knows how much my brother's got in the pot. He's never left.
Oh, geez.
That's a second. Like their retirement fund.
That's the extension. What do you guys got on the go then? Who should we start with? Dave, do you want to start?
Yeah. I finished watching season 1 of The Terror, which was a BBC. I think it was BBC. Horror.
Sounds like it might be a bit of a horror film.
Psychological horror.
Psychological thriller. Yeah, based on 2 actual boats that went sailing in the 1840s, 1860s, looking for a passage to
the New World.
Passage to India. Is it India? Oh no, a trade route. Which I didn't realise until I actually Googled it. It was up past Canada. and the
Yeah, over the top
between
of Canada, right?
Canada and
Greenland.
yeah, kind of around that. The only reason I knew is because one of the places that I was talking about was one of the King Island or something. And I
Maybe.
googled it and I was like, oh, that's Canada. I bet that's near Fraser.
Yeah, it's
But it's
around the
like a
corner, mate.
barren wasteland of like just ice and rock.
You're probably only about 2,000 or 3,000 miles away.
Yeah.
That same place. So yeah, that was quite interesting. It looked absolutely just bleak. It was literally just rock and ice, and it was really good, really good to watch. So finished that. It did have a bit of a weird ending, but it kind of
I thought
it was
I probably went off that a bit because it seemed it suddenly went into supernatural something or other. That beat something was out there or whatever like that. And I didn't really finish it. I probably should go back to it and just finish it off and just
See,
whatever.
yeah, like we're not sure. Like it is worth watching, but it's yes, there is some supernatural thing, but you're not sure because of the circumstances. You're not sure if it's in their heads or
Right.
if it is actually a supernatural thing, or if it is just a fucking big polar bear and the it's yeah, like it's a bit weird, but yeah, it's really good, really good, really enjoyed that. So yeah, finished that. And last thing I've really done that worth talking about is I bought some Christmas presents already.
Nice.
So
All right.
the
For yourself, because
Yeah.
why not? Yeah. No, for the missus and the little one.
that's good.
So I thought I'll start looking now, and then I can eke it over a couple of paydays before actual Christmas time. Because I always leave it to the last minute and then like never have enough money. And yeah, but no, I thought I'll eke it out between some paydays, and yeah. So but yeah, I asked the missus what she wants, and she told me. So I was like, oh, okay. And there was some good
I
deals
just
on.
said to my family the other day, we're all buying our own because fuck it, it's a lot easier. You actually get what you want.
Yeah. You just give it all yourselves a budget then.
No, they didn't go down very well, to be honest.
Oh.
So, it's not been agreed. Didn't get
It's
the
not
vote.
been finalized.
The vote was not carried. The motion was not carried.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, well, you tried.
But I'll just buy my own, and then if they can all sort themselves out.
So I've always said I'm happy with socks and pants. Just
Yeah.
nice ones. Yeah. Just
What, like
yeah.
skimpy ones?
Whatever she wants me to wear, I don't care. Like
Are you
woolly ones. Well, I don't know.
a shorts or what they call briefs guy?
I'm a boxer briefs.
Boxer like trunks.
A little bit longer than shorts. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like
Good.
not flappy loose boxers or
No, not flappy loose
yeah.
boxers. No, because where I sit because I sit for most of the day, I don't like the piping of to be actually on my leg because it just digs in. So I have it a little bit longer.
Pants
I know the
talk.
ones. You mean they're like those sort of hugging briefs that are sort of like
Yeah.
almost hug the thighs, right? As they go.
I call them
Yeah.
trunks. Do they not call them trunks? That's what they're called.
I don't know.
Oh,
More like an
they look
elastic.
like boxer sort of shape. Like they look like shorts, but they're like tight. Not tight,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah,
Tight.
they're tight.
How tight?
they're not flappy like boxers. Got elastic on the
bigger
leg
hugging.
bits.
Oh yeah, I've gone back to boxers actually.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's like to wear boxers.
I don't know.
My balls just got too big.
You need to empty them more. Apparently, you're supposed to do it 3 times a week. So my dad told me, which was great. Thanks, Dad. Needed to hear that.
Dad approved.
When he was 70 odd.
And on that bombshell.
Apparently, you can get some boxes that have a separate pouch for the boys.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would work, but
I don't know whether that would work.
No.
Right.
Anyway, shall we move on?
Yeah, let's move on. Dave, anything else?
No, that's it, really. No.
You're up, Neil.
Oh, well, I've bought some pants. I didn't.
Nice.
No, I've got a couple of podcasts I would like to recommend. They are football podcasts, so if you're not listening into football, fast forward 10 seconds. There's the aforementioned Match of the Day crew have been doing a podcast for a while now. Mr. Shearer, Mr. Richards, and Mr. Lineker, called The Rest is Football. And it's like a bit like watching them on Match of the Day, except it's like
In your ears.
all swearing and stuff. Like,
Oh, right,
There's
okay.
like Mr. Shearer is a bit of a potty mouth for sure.
Oh, yeah.
He's like the me. He's like the me of the show because he's just swearing all the time. So yeah, it's like them off the leash, I guess you could say. And it's been quite a good
Interesting.
listen.
Okay.
And that's The Rest is Football. And there's
Alright.
another one which used to be on The Athletic, has moved to Goal Hanger Pods, which is where I don't know if Gary Lineker owns the company or something. He's always plugging this Goal Hanger Pods. But it's football cliches, which is always making me chuckle. And they like discuss like phrases that people say in football and like stuff like that, like take the piss generally and stuff like that. It's quite a good listen, a good laugh. Quite makes me chuckle a lot. Like, and they have a running theme of like when someone says "for my sins," and they like it always gets clipped, and they always have a little bit in the episode about if so, it could be on any fucking program. It's nothing to do with football. Like it was on fucking Pointless the other week. And they love a good "for my sins," so they like listen for cliched like phrases, and most of it football related. Like, and they have a discussion of like, what does it have to be a crisp finish? Was on this week, so like, and it's just stupid stuff like that. So it's good. I find it very funny, and
Okay.
it's good.
All right, I can get on board with those.
Yeah, and then following on from the quiz thing. My wife and I and the two kids went to a new pub quiz. We went to the local village, Solbury, on the way home from Milton Keynes. Because we went out for dinner, nice food, and they had a pub quiz on the same night. So we entered the quiz. First time we've been there, and we only went and fucking won the quiz.
Nice.
So we were like getting like, everyone's like, yeah, well, they were probably obviously like, you fucking these lot. I mean, fucking win
Who
the
are
quiz.
these people? The daggers.
And it was just like, it was quite good the way it worked it, because like, it was only me and my wife, adults, and like the kids were basically useless. So like, there's one question about who were the bookies' favourites to headline Glastonbury, which my daughter nailed and got, like, you had to get 3 out of the 10 or whatever. She got 3 straight away, bang, bang, bang. So we got 1 point for that. But like, it was a good quiz. Like, there was 6 rounds plus a picture round. There was a movies picked, like all like horror films, and I was like banging like 15 out of 20 on that. There was a couple I was like, I'm not sure about. I knew the ones I got wrong anyway. As in, I knew that I'd got them wrong. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Obviously, didn't know them because I'd got them wrong.
You got them wrong, yeah.
But yeah, it was a good quiz. 6 rounds, music round, and all that shit. Sports round. We had a joker to play a joker, so you get double points in 1 round. And I was like, well, we'll choose the anagram round then, shall we? Because we've got ages to do the anagrams, so we had ages to, like, rather than play it on a round you didn't know what the questions were going to be. So we got full marks on our joker round. Nice. And so yeah, when we're going back next month, and what else they did was,
what did you win?
$50.
Nice.
But they've had this one thing where they do like a bonus like thing once a month, or certainly once a month. So they have this question which, like, what is the whatever? So if someone wins, there's like a separate prize fund for it. If no one wins, it rolls over, and it was up to 170 quid. And it was like, how long? There was this bridge in China. It's the longest bridge in the world or whatever. And it was like, how long is this bridge? And I was like, fuck knows.
And you went, correct. And they went, no, it's not called how long.
And I was like, fuck me, I don't know. What sounds like a long bridge? And I was like, 17 miles? That's a fucking long way in a bridge terms, isn't it? Apparently not. It's 102 fucking miles.
There is a there, yeah.
I was like, how would you make a bridge that fucking long?
Yeah, there's some big bridges out there, mate.
17 miles is fucking big.
Yeah.
It's true. You're right. You're not wrong.
102 miles. It's like, Jesus, that's a fucking bridge. Isn't it? It's more than one bridge. It's about 100 bridges. Anyway, so we didn't win that one. But that was like, it was like the rollover where they were done rolling over last time, so it was a big prize and that was it. So
Did you have to nail the number?
Yeah, it was like whoever got closest basically won it, and someone did actually put like 100 or something.
Oh.
I was like, as if anything's going to be that fucking 100. That's crazy. Well, there you go. Apparently it was. So yeah, we're going back next month, and that's that. That's that shit done, isn't it? I've got some new smart toys.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Toys for the bedroom.
No.
Alarm
I
clock.
just pressed this button on my phone.
I'm done, mister. I'm done. How are you doing?
Yeah, so I got some sensors and some. Well, I added some new bulbs. So in my hallway now, when you walk into the hallway, the light just comes on between sunset and sunrise.
Nice.
And then the same at the top of the stairs and the same at the big top of the stairs as well. So, because I was just like, I don't know why, I was just like, it's a bit annoying. Like, when it's the middle of the night, you don't really want to be fucking flicking lights on. So,
Yeah.
the top one just comes on at only like 10% brightness. That sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, that I need.
Yeah.
That I need. See, I always see we sleep with our door open.
Yeah.
So if someone puts the hallway light on in the middle of the night, it's like basically
yeah, it's like
somebody's
daytime.
got their main. It's like they put their main beams on, right? And I'm just wide awake.
It's like,
But yeah, but
ah!
we also have a hallway night light, which just doesn't give off enough light
No.
to function. Plus, we have a very large black dog,
Yeah,
right?
he wandered around.
And there are bones everywhere around this house, and shoes, and we're getting up into the age of not wanting to trip over, right? We're getting into the trip overs are not good to age, state.
Could be a few weeks out.
Yes. So yeah, that's actually not a bad shout on that one. But what is it? Is it just a standalone product?
So I've gone with TP League Tapo stuff because it's like I've had a few of their stuff and it does tend to just work.
Right.
So I've got a Tapo bulb, a Wi-Fi bulb, and then I needed you have to have a hub thing to plug into the wall because I was hoping to do a doorbell with it as well. But it turns out the smart button I got, it says you can use it as a doorbell, but A, it's not waterproof, so you can't put it outside in this country. And B, there's no option to use it as a fucking doorbell when you go into the app. I was like, what the fuck? It says I can do this, but it's not there. So that was a bit annoying. So I've ended up using that as a switch override for the Wi-Fi bulbs. Because obviously the thing with Wi-Fi bulbs is you need to leave them turned on, which is getting quite annoying. People keep turning the fucking things off. And I'm like, walk past and it doesn't turn on. You're like, who's turned the fucking bulb off again? So once people get used to the fact you don't need to turn the fucking things off anymore, they'll just work. And you'll be like, well, just walk near them and bing, it goes on for 2 minutes and then it turns off. So hopefully it's like you don't leave lights on all the fucking time, obviously either.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're pretty good. They're working quite nicely. I was just like, what I would recommend is they come with sticky pads basically to stick on the wall, and I'm a bit like I probably shouldn't have stuck that one there now. After having it there for a week nearly, it's like that's getting a bit annoying because it goes off when it shouldn't. So I should probably need to move that sensor somewhere else.
Oh, the sensor, right.
To make sure it's not triggering when I don't want it to.
So when you say sensor, is it something that's plugged in, or is it?
No, it's just it's got a battery. It's just like a little thing,
right,
like a little PIR sensor thing.
Yeah.
It's only like, I don't know, 1.5 inch square, probably cube-ish size. 1.5 inch cube is roughly, but it's not a cube because it's sort of like a little thing that you can twist around to point in different places. But it takes up the whole volume is probably about 1.5 inch cubed. So, but yeah,
just want to
pretty
put
cool.
some tape over the light switches.
Yeah, could do, but that looks shit. So. But I can still just go in my phone and then turn them on, override, turn them on. Like for when we've got people around, I'll just turn them on so they don't keep turning on and off when people are moving around. Because we've got a bit of a do, like I say, so I'll just fucking leave them on while people are here. But yeah, that's working out pretty good. Pretty impressed.
Very nice.
And hopefully, won't be leaving lights on. But
nice.
It'll be good to do one in the bathroom, but I've got a big...
Yeah, but the bathroom's okay because you can shut the door and put the light on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but some people don't.
Oh, that's why God gave us a voice.
Yeah,
Tell him to shut the fucking door.
yeah.
Turn the lights off.
So my kids, to be fair, they go to the bathroom, they lock the door. Oh, I don't know what you're doing in there. What are you doing in there? You need to lock the door every time you go in there. You go in there 20 times a day.
You don't want to know what they're doing in there,
I
man.
don't know. I don't want to.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, that's it for me.
I bought an alarm clock. That was the one thing I did do this week.
Was it one
Well,
of the ones that I got little propellers on that whiz up and make an alarm? And you got
No,
to
this
like,
is no. That sounds pretty cool, but this is nothing so fancy. I just had my eye on it's a Sony ICF C1. I even know the model number because I've
You've obviously researched this quite a lot. Oh, actually, I need
I've
to tell
become
you
a
about
little
that
bit
as well.
obsessed with Sony alarm clocks. Actually,
What's with the Sony thing? Do they keep good time?
it's not so much they keep good time; they're just very well designed. They're very easy to read at night. The quality of their sort of bedside alarm clocks, I think, is probably one of the best. And they've had a line of dream machines going for decades, right? So there's a history of these, always the evolution of them. And the new ones they have, the sort of the latest iteration, which is this, it's like a really cool smart cube, and it's almost like an all black cube and then just orange lights on the middle. But because it's Sony, it's like it's quality, right? So, but I did not want to pay the 40 or 50 bucks or whatever it is for a brand new one. So I've just been lurking in the background and I picked one up for 10 bucks locally. So
nice. We were
Yeah.
up Milton Keynes, like I said the other day, and the local one of the local hospices has got a little shop in there that has appeared from nowhere. Well, not literally didn't appear from nowhere. They've obviously opened a record shop in there. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah?
look, I didn't know this was here. So they had loads of vinyl in there, and then there was a whole load of CDs at the back of the room as well. I was like, this is pretty cool. I might go and have a look at it. And then there was a bunch of fucking hi-fi gear on the side of the wall as
Nice.
well. I was like, ooh. But I was like, actually, I might bring my stuff and donate it because it's just sitting there literally gathering dust in my house. And I was like, I might just donate some of my old stuff.
Yeah,
We've
good
got some
stuff.
speaker stands in the real loft that have been there fucking 15 years and shit like that. And they were just like, oh, that's cool. And they had some of the vinyl, right? There was some expensive vinyl in there. As I say, it's not super expensive, but I was like, the CDs were like, oh, well cheap. But then I was like, oh, look, Aphex Twin. And it was like 40 quid for the vinyl for Aphex Twin. Like,
They're brand new.
Yeah, I looked it. It was in. Well, if it
Yeah.
wasn't, it was in absolutely mint condition. And then it was like,
I mean, loads of people are releasing stuff, like re-releasing stuff on vinyl, and yeah, it is pricey. It is really expensive.
There was a Massive Attack Mezzanine on vinyl, big. I was like, that's a nice album. That's quite a good album.
Yeah.
But I can't remember how much that was. But they had loads of like old.
Or you could go get the £1 CD of it from that rack over there.
Well,
right?
I've got the CD of Mezzanine already, so I don't.
Oh,
need
there
to
you
get
go.
that
It's pretty, yeah, you don't need the vinyl.
But
who was it?
Like,
You said the vinyl had. I don't know whether it was you or somebody said, the thing about vinyl is it just when you buy it and play it, that's the best it's ever going to sound.
yeah, exactly.
Right?
After that, it just deteriorates. Unless you can get like, I'm guessing there's surely there must be like a little laser fucking reader
They've done
now,
that, yeah.
so that it doesn't actually deteriorate the vinyl anymore.
Yeah, but it's going to still collect dust. So I mean, theoretically, if you want to take it to the nth
But it's
degree,
also obviously. If it's a
but
laser,
then you could just
it's
build a
just
clean
basically
room,
making
Neil,
it digital. And
downstairs.
also, it's not vinyl anymore, is it? It's not a vinyl sound anymore if you're using a laser to read it. Because it's obviously
that's the irony, I think, of it all, right? Mezzanine was probably recorded digitally anyway, in the studio.
Yeah.
And then just burned,
and then pressed to vinyl, and then
that's right, a digital copy pressed to vinyl.
There was an old. This definitely wasn't a reissue. It was a Queen album, and that was fucking like 100 quid or something. I was like, fucking hell. Is that actually worth some money? Then it was like a proper old one. But yeah, so I was like, oh, that's cool to have this because I haven't got any record shops anywhere. I haven't seen a fucking record shop for fucking I don't know how long. There was an HMV as well. It was like HMV. I thought they went bust about 20 years ago.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't go in HMV.
Well, it is nice to go back down the vinyl route, just to visit it anyway, even if it's just to pick up some records.
It looks nice though, doesn't it? It just looks
That's
nicer.
right. Holding a nice big piece of album artwork, even if you get one that folds out, it's even better, right? And all that sort of stuff. And you can actually read them.
Maybe I should get a turntable.
Yes.
So, yeah, getting hooked.
Nice.
Yeah, it was cool. Anyway, loads of little musical instruments and stuff. I was like, this is actually like a really cool little chat. This is like a real good spin on a charity shop. It's like a charity shop I would actually like to go in. So,
That's good. Okay. All right. Let's move on then to what we've been playing. Do we need a break? Or are we all right to keep
no,
powering through?
I have been ill this week as well. I don't know if we can pick up on
Oh,
that.
have you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm keep
Sorry to
coughing,
hear
so
that.
I'm muting my mic hopefully when I cough most of the time.
Oh, I didn't even notice. So you're doing
No.
well. Neil, do you want to start?
Okay, we're on to games now. That's where we are.
Sure.
We're on to
Right.
games.
Right. Well, I'm afraid to say it's a similar sounding list for the last few weeks for me. However, that will be changing because I have finished Lies of P.
Hooray. Dun, 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 dun.
Yes. Overall, extremely happy with that game. There's definitely moments in these games, all of these games, where I feel like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I doing this? I'm shouting and screaming and hollering. But then I overcome my shitness and I beat that boss that's been doing my head in, or I get past the bit that's been pissing me off. And it's extremely rewarding. There's a main ending, a main boss that you have to beat, and then there's a bit where you go down somewhere and it's like you have a choice to make. If you make a certain choice, there's another fight. I don't know what happens if you make the other choice because I went for like, I'm not fucking doing that, mate. I'm having a fight. And that was really fucking hard, and everywhere I look, it's like the hardest fight in the game.
Oh, yeah. Because you
Yeah.
you thought you'd already got through
thought
the
I
hardest
finished
fight.
it. Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
I'd done the hard. So I knew I'd done the second hardest fight, and then I was like, oh, I can't remember what the hardest fight was. I don't know. I found the hardest fight. That was rock hard. But
How many times did it take you to do it?
I don't know how many times, because the thing with this one is you don't get no assistance with this one. It's like, nope, it's just you and this guy, and that's it. You don't get to call your friend in for this. Not that your friend's that, because you're basically having to manage your friend as well when you do that. So you're having to like keep them alive and stuff like that. Whereas this is just like, you've just got to get good. So what I did end up doing after having multiple goes at it was like the old, maybe I'll just go and change the weapon I'm using, which hopefully does a bit more damage to this type of enemy, and upgrade that weapon to max, and go and respec my character so that all of my stats are getting amplified where they need to be. And then I did it in like the second go. So this is definitely like, I've never really got into that before. I've just gone and felt, well, I'm just not doing it right, and I can do this. I know I can do this if I just do it right, is what my experiences have been previously. But I was like, actually, it doesn't cost me so much to just go and respec all of my stats to use this other weapon, which will be better if I've got more motivity or whatever than I had before. And so that is a big option, it seems, in this game versus what I've had in previous games that I've played of this type.
Yeah, you sort of were hinting at that last week, right?
Yeah,
where you
yeah. And like most of the game, you can get through like the way you've gone, but it gets to, if you're really hitting your head against a brick wall, it's like, maybe I can do this a different way, and the tools are there for you to just go and change stuff up a bit, and that's how I got past it anyway. And so I sat back and thought about what I'd achieved while the credits rolled, and I listened to the music. And then at the end of the credits, there's a post-credit scene. I was like, "Ooh, that's interesting. I wonder if there'll be a sequel." But obviously, it'll be slightly different from the first game. So, because obviously this was based on Pinocchio, this whole story, and that definitely meets a resolution. That story. I don't actually know the real story of Pinocchio, so I can't compare to what happens in the real story to what happens in the game. But so I don't want to spoil anything, because I think it's worth experiencing for yourself. Certainly people who are playing the game, I wouldn't want to spoil it for people who are playing the game who are going to get to the end. But
fair enough. I have
excellent
some
ending,
questions.
I thought.
I have a question for you. So who developed this?
I can't remember what they're called. Neo
Have they
Wiz.
got?
Neo Wiz,
Do
is
they
it?
have? What's their history? Have they?
I don't know.
So they're just sort of new players then, really, new kids on the block
I
with this sort of
think
stuff. I mean,
I
they've
think
got
they
to do
might be
another, right?
Korean.
Surely,
I think they might be Korean.
right?
There's a lot of names that I don't know where they're from, but they're either Korean, Japanese, or something like that.
Right.
But I don't think it's Japanese. I don't know though. Actually, it could be because I mean that's From Software's Japan, so like, despite like them only really doing one Japanese themed game,
I'll take a quick look.
it's but yeah, really,
Neo is
really
games,
good.
yeah.
I think do they the developer? Because there's loads of things that pop up at the beginning. I can't remember if they're the developers or publishers or whatever. I don't know, but that's one that pops up at the beginning. So yeah, a real good Soulsborne like
South
whatever.
Korea.
South Korea, yeah, I thought it was, but I wasn't certain.
Yeah,
But
it really delivered, didn't it?
yeah, it was really, really good. I did 80 odd hours overall, so
I mean, you
it
sort
didn't
of.
feel like that long.
I think thanks to you, we sort of took notice of this from the early days when we first started, when it was first started being talked about or whatever. And yeah, it certainly delivered. I'm
I
impressed.
would encourage people to give it a go. There is definitely choke points where you all think, "Fuck this game, it is too hard," but after a certain point in the game, you can't just go and change everything up, and doesn't. Like, I had so much of that resource that's available. I did it like 3 or 4 times, try different things.
All right.
In the end, to like, okay, actually, I think this is what I need to do, and that paid off in the end. But yeah, excellent, really good. It's very high up on my list of things for this year, for sure.
What should people do then, Neil?
Maybe play the game. It's on Game Pass. Check it out.
Don't check it out. Play it. Fucking play it.
Just fucking play it.
Yeah. All right. Dave, do you want to do one?
Yeah, I've been playing some Forza.
Okay.
I'm really enjoying it. I'm not really a racing person.
I thought you were. I don't know why.
Well, you play a lot of
I
Wreckfest,
think it's
don't you?
because you wreck
play a lot
fest
of
and
rest.
stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't really see that as a racing game. It's more of a destruction derby game. So
Yeah.
it is racing, but yeah, but yeah, Forza for me is a quite meditative. It's just basically going around the same track over and over and over again and trying to land every single corner the most perfect way possible. And we
So
played
what
it
are you doing? Are you
So I'm doing a lot of the rival tracks. So I've got it down to a bit of a way of me doing it. I play about an hour on my Steam Deck through Game Pass online, the online Game Pass, and then once I've got used to a track, because I'm only doing it with the one car, that BMW on E-Class, then I go to my PC and then I play that same track again, but it only takes me about 3 or 4 laps to get back into the rhythm and do it correctly. On my Xbox controller, and then I go to a different track and then start again. So I've done like 3 or 4 different tracks now, but I spend a good hour and a half on each, just perfecting it. I've not gone down the route that I know Neil has of like fully like tuning the car and setting it up.
I've paid money for an app on my phone that helps me tune
yeah.
cars.
Yeah, go on. He's taking it super
It was
serious.
£5. I don't know about super serious.
Serious.
More serious than me.
It does. It has made it does. Well, the first one I'd used was like, oh, that's like 3 seconds quicker than I was doing the last time I did a lap. So yeah.
Is it an official app?
It's no, not anything to do with the app. It's some guy who's played a lot of Forza has got algorithms or something. But it's very once you notice, like you do the tunes for each car on this app, you see a pattern developing on certain things that they change, like particularly like the toe in of the tires, and there's that part of it. There's always a very similar set of numbers that keep cropping up.
All right.
On like that are a lot different to how it's set up initially. So I don't know if that's the thing that's making the big change, but yeah, tire pressures get changed quite a bit, and it's the geometry of the wheels is what changes quite a lot from the initial tune that you're given.
What you mean, like putting fatter tires on, or
No. The actual, like, you can set up the, like, because do you know what a toe in is? Like, so
Yeah,
like the front wheels like point
yeah.
into each other,
Yeah.
so that when you're going around corners, like, and you're pushing obviously weight onto a corner, they tend to still point the right way, sort of thing.
Right.
And then there'll be like the angle that it's like the top
Camber
if
and
the
all
top,
that
the
stuff,
camber and
right?
all that shit. So
Yeah.
that's all like cambers. It usually gets quite heavily reduced versus what it starts at, I think.
Whatever
And
you
the toe
say.
basically gets taken out completely. And then you have
The
there's this
blank
other one thing.
faces of Dave and Neil.
Yeah.
We just want to go around the track as fast as possible.
Yeah. Well, if you use the tuned thing, you definitely go a lot quicker.
Yeah.
But some people,
I
you can
know
just find a tune. Like, go to the top of the leaderboards and there'll be a little spanner. And it'll be like, that's obviously quite a good tune because this person's near the top of the leaderboards.
I'll tell you what,
Right.
I'll find which ones you've done. Copy your tune, because I know you've used the tuning.
Well,
And
I
then-
don't think the tuning app is perfect. It's just, like, I wouldn't know where to start tuning the cars on myself. I wouldn't know what to change. And I get this tune thing, and it changes loads of them for the options. And I'm like, well, there's no way I'd be fucking doing this. It'd take me weeks. But like I say, once you start to notice it, you're like, right, okay, so usually this is roughly this numbers on virtually every single car. But then you can like fine tune it to your style and stuff like that. So, yeah, that app's very good. It's called Forza Tune Pro. There is a free version, but you don't get to put in specific cars and stuff like that on the free version.
I looked at that and was like, how do I even do? I don't know.
Yeah, it does give it definitely. I was like, actually, this does make a bit of a difference, but I feel like it'd be a lot better if I was actually getting more detail on which car I'm using and stuff. So, and it does feel like it's made a difference. So I don't feel it's a complete waste of money. Basically, because I barely paid any money for the game, I was like, fuck it, £5 on this app. If it turns out to be shit,
it's fair enough, right?
It's
not. If it turns out to be shit, it's not great. But
no,
at least you get some sort of use out of it.
Yeah, exactly. I have used it quite a lot. So what I did today was I did a few laps in the base car that came, and then what happened I was just like go to the app straight away when I get a new car and just put it in, and then drive that tune. So this time today, I was like, I'll drive the base tune for a few laps, get to about as quick as I can go, and then I'll use the tune app to see if I'm quicker. And it was a lot quicker. I was like, right, okay, I do think it is actually making a difference.
What do you think is making the biggest difference then? Tires and gear ratios or something?
It doesn't really do much with the gear ratios. That's a bit complicated because you have to go in and do like some driving to do the gear ratios. But I was like, I can't be asked. I can just adjust the gear ratios based on, I know I want my engine to stop revving at the fucking fastest point in top gear of the track. Sometimes you can't do that because
physics.
It's got to like there's not a long enough straight or whatever to get to top speed, even at the highest gear ratio or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of tinkering you can do for sure if you really want to get into all of that. And it doesn't take too long if you're using the app to just fucking bang in a load of numbers. The thing that takes the longest part is having to touch your screen on your phone to stop it going off. Usually, that slows me down. But other than that, it doesn't take very long. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of multiplayer this week, which is not something I'd normally do, jumping into random lobbies with randoms.
Because you've got the fighting spirit now, Neil.
But
you're up for the fight.
The Rivals is good for building up a bit of a cash fund. Because if you spend a good couple of hours just doing circuits and beating ghosts, then when you finish, you're like, oh, I've earned like 70,000 credits for that. which feels like a lot of money. But I have got VIP as well, which doubles the amount of credits you earn for everything. So I've got over 2 million credits now, and I'm like, oh, okay. I've just been playing the game. I've got fucking loads of money.
I'm struggling to buy cars and stuff to
Yeah,
get into the higher things. So I'm just bombing about in my my BMW at the moment.
yeah. Yeah, and there is a massive difference between how the cars feel and stuff like that. So there's a lot there if you want to get into it. Right up for doing a bit of multiplayer in a group with people who might know would be good.
Yep. What do you think then? I was thinking about this as well. Can we get a race going this weekend?
Yeah, well, I'm off work this weekend as well, so there's no pressure on time for me this weekend. Other than I'm out all day Saturday, basically.
Sunday?
So Sunday is good for me this week.
Sunday's good for me.
All right.
So if we can get a few people together.
Up until 7.
Right.
Any time in the day.
Yeah, Sunday afternoon is usually a nice time.
We've got an away football match, but I should be hopefully back by 4ish, I'd hope. Something like that. So yeah, early evening. Hopefully we can get a few together. That'd be good. Maybe we'll put something on the Discord.
Okay.
All
right. Well, that's Forza. Dave's
but yeah,
Forza.
actually,
any more on Forza, Dave?
Just, I would like to add that the multiplayer, I found people crashing into me a lot less than the actual AI does in races on there.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, because the AI is shit. It fucking is.
I don't know if I need to up it over the world.
Well, yeah, AI shit. Either they break in or right on the apex of a corner when I'm flying up behind them, so I smash right into them as they fucking yam the brakes on right in the middle of a corner. Like, what are you fucking doing? Or I'm the one at the front of them, and they just don't brake. They just plow straight into me. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So yeah, AI not very good. Maybe I up the level of it. It might be a bit better, but yeah. But online, it's been actually pretty good on the whole.
On the whole.
Yeah, there's a few people who just, I don't know, because it tries to get you. You have a skill rating and a safety rating for online. You have to do a load of races, and if the more you crash and go off the track, that hurts your safety rating, and obviously the slower you are, that's your skill rating. So I've been lumped in with. It goes from 1 to 5,000 or something, and mine's like 4,700. My skill rating, and I'm on an S safety rating, which is the top end. So maybe it's just because I've got people who have a similar, like,
right.
Hopefully they're good, so they don't want to crash into anyone.
Keep all the trolls together over here.
Exactly. I feel like that's how it works. So if you end up with a low skill, your mileage may vary on that sort of thing. So you might.
Your shitty driving could come back to bite you in the ass.
Yeah. Because it emphasizes skill and then safety, I think. Or I can't remember which way around it is, but basically. Yeah, if you're not very good at driving around a track, you'll probably get crashed into a lot because they're the same sort of people you'll be coming into. But if you get neat and tidy, get around quick, then you hopefully have a good time. But there's definitely been if you pick a race where there's not many people in that pool, I guess you could end up with some people with, it varies, it widens the skill, the matchmaking. So, yeah, if you want a popular race, then it's probably better. But if you go into one of the less ones down the menus a bit, you probably end up with a wider skill range in the race. And you end up with people just like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Bang, straight into you on the corner, and you're like in the wall thinking, great, you've completely fucking ruined my race and you got a 2-second penalty.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm last. But yeah, it doesn't happen too often, thankfully.
Anything else, Dave, on Forza?
No. Just really enjoyed it. I don't know. I don't really like the main
career,
the single player career mode.
It's a bit dry, Yeah. But I have to say, it's better than the Gran Turismo career mode because that's really dry.
Well, you've got another racing game on here, Dave, haven't you? Or is that? I guess it's not a racing game, is it? No.
No.
Oh.
I'll talk about Bannerlord first.
Okay.
I've been playing more of that, although I have come across I've got to a point where it randomly freezes and hard crashes, and that's once a game does that to me, it takes the wind out of its sails for me. So I
Yeah.
played it a few more times, and it's been
Like
okay.
Mech Assault or Battle Mech, was it?
Yeah,
Remember
was it
Battle
Battle
Mech?
That was heck.
Crashes that killed BattleTech. That was it. The crashes just killed us, didn't it?
Yeah, so it happened once. I restarted. I only lost like 5 minutes play time. So I played again, another half hour, crashed again. I don't think I lost anything, and then I played a little bit after that, and then I lost all of that progress. And once I'd lost more than half an hour's worth of play, I was like, I can't be asked. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
that.
it's not
I'll
good.
put that down. It's a really great. It's a good game. It's a great game. Love it. But I just, as yeah, as soon as it starts crashing, I'm not
Yeah.
playing with any mods. I'm not playing. Yeah, it is very. There are a lot of mods for it, and a lot of I'm sure there's lots of things I can do. I could uninstall it and reinstall it, or I could, but I just can't be asked. Like,
Have you tried verifying the files?
I just, I shouldn't have to.
No, you shouldn't.
So
No.
like, there's
Did
not
you
many games that I've played in the last 2 or 3 years that have done that. The
really? You
occasional
got lucky
crash.
in the last 2 or 3 years. Nearly every game I play
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
really? No, no. If there's something like if my computer just randomly locks up, I don't put that down to the game. But when the game was like a crash report comes up, do you want to send this?
Yeah.
That's I'm definitely the game.
Oh, I don't get that very often.
No,
No.
no.
Um,
A lot of the issues I think like is either the graphics or the CPU or the memory or heat or something, or the fact that I've got like Chrome open and watching
mm,
a YouTube and something like that. Again, that doesn't happen often, but when the game is just like a crash, game has crashed. Do you want to send a crash report? Like it's like, well, that's the game, and yeah. So I could increase the save frequency. So I probably wouldn't, but again, I shouldn't have to. So anyway, it just took the sales out for me.
do, did you happen to see there was an Xbox thing in the week? A partner something or other? Well, they have like a few games on. There was like a Dragon.
Oh, okay.
And
No.
there was a game called Manor Lords, which sounds a bit like Banlord. And from I didn't see loads of it, but I was like, oh, that looks a bit like medieval fucking. Looks very similar from what I saw of it. Maybe it's less detailed or more. I don't know, but it
It's
was like
one of
definitely
the
had the
most
vibes.
yeah, it's one of the most wish list city builders, not city builders. Um, I can't think of the like a township
Right.
sort of play like there's it's very well known, and it's coming to Xbox as well. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know if it's coming
Manlord
to
is
Game Pass. I can't remember if it said it was coming to Game Pass,
um, I'd
but
be surprised if it would be, but
mm,
yeah.
yeah,
So shall I carry on?
Yep.
yep, yep.
Fred's like, what?
Yes.
um, F1 Manager 2023 is on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's annoying because I bought it for my son when it came out.
Ooh.
Lol.
Um,
It's been out a while though, to be fair.
yeah. That is a great um sim,
Yeah.
manager sim. Yeah, I've I play and played lots of what was it called? Oh, I can't even
Motorsport
think of it.
Manager.
Motorsport Manager, and I have the F1 mod pack in it, and that's a good game. Um, but the F1 Manager 2023, it is really well done. It's not perfect, but it's very good, and it's on Game Pass. So yeah, um, I ended I've I've only done like 4 or 5 races, but I've done all the practices, all the qualification, quali. Um, I started off as McLaren. Um, when at the start of the season they're not very good at all. So
Yeah, I
you've got
think
to
my
try.
son did with McLaren.
Yeah, it's difficult, and you've got to kind of temper your expectations with how they are. but there's got a lot of scope to improve them, and I've learned a lot about it. But I pretty much watched a full Formula One in normal speed.
Really?
Yeah, because it is really good the way
It really
they
looks like the same. Is it the visual design is the same as like F1?
yeah
Yeah.
yeah
As I'm
all the
looking at it
graphics.
going, the F1 driving game looks really similar to these menus. I'm
Yeah.
like, is this the right game?
Yeah.
You have video
The
of that?
is on the screen now. I found I think they've used shots and like the camera placement at
Oh,
the
so much
at
in it.
some of the yeah, there was so much to it. The camera shots of some of the tracks on the corners when you're watching it in normal speed from a track side are what you see on the telly. Um, it's not perfect, but it's bloody close. I was playing it and Vic came in and said, "What are you watching the F1 for?" I sort of just sat there and
Yeah,
she watched it for a little bit. It's like,
get
is
another
that
video.
is that a game? It's like, yeah, it's a game. So the same with all these kind of games. You do find that the similar lines are said or the same lines are repeated for certain things. So it does kind of that breaks the immersion a little bit. But no, it's really good. Very entertaining. It's on Game Pass. If you like manager sims and you like F1, it's a no-brainer.
Interesting.
Yeah, they did recently say that they'd laid off quite like 25% of the staff because it hadn't done so well as they'd hoped. Um, I think they're expecting better
It's still quite
sales.
niche, though, isn't it?
It
Yeah.
is, yeah, it is. It's like a
Like,
cricket manager game. Like,
well, it's not as bad as that.
I think there'd probably be a good market for this though, of
Mm.
like people who are into modus, not necessarily into normal
yeah.
computer games, but I could see them could sell quite a few of these if
See,
they.
I I wouldn't be surprised if next year they the two companies work together, the F1
What EA?
EA and whoever develops F1 Manager, and they they'd have the same game in one, and it will be
Right.
a Formula One package. You can play as the driver, you can play as the manager, um, and I think that's the natural progression of where you can completely ignore the driving and just do the managing, or vice versa. You could completely
Yeah,
ignore
I
the
wouldn't want to do all the managing and then trust myself with the
managing.
driving. I don't think.
But like that's because the graphics on this are so good, um, and I think the management a part of it is as well. Um, I can't see why they couldn't smush the two together. But anyway,
Well, they could definitely charge more for it then, couldn't they? They like to do that.
double. They could charge double, couldn't they?
Yeah.
Two
I got
games
it.
in one.
I got it from Green Man Gaming, so I did definitely got it on the cheap.
Oh right, okay.
But it was legit,
Well,
but it's not. It's cheaper than it when it
yeah,
came out.
yeah. I got it even cheaper
Yes,
for the low price of
Yeah, there's a part of me
0.
that might
yeah.
I might try this. It's like this is one of those games, you know. Dave says it's good. It's like it's not really my sort of game historically, but I have a feeling that the right one could come along and catch me, you know. So I might try it. Yeah,
Give it a go. Download it, or
check it out.
I don't know if you can, if it's on. Um,
Console.
no, not on that. No, the online, whatever
Oh,
it's
cloud.
called, cloud gaming. I don't know.
It wouldn't take.
Um,
He's got a good hit there. You don't need to wait. It wouldn't take long to download. It's not mega huge, is it?
no, but you don't need it to download.
Be good for the office.
Yeah.
Not sure it'll run on your Office one, to be honest.
I've got a
Well,
video. My graphics card's in here now.
Oh,
if you're
what your
playing
old one?
the online,
Yeah.
if you're playing online gaming, then you don't need it. You don't need the computing power for it.
Mm,
Is that why your camera not messing up anymore?
could be. Well, no, my camera got sorted. No, the camera still messes up. I think it's a shonky camera.
It looks
Have to
better
get it.
than it used to.
It does look better.
You know what I bought this week?
No?
I bought a 25-foot USB cable. USB
Wow.
extension cable. So now I
Yeah.
can
Do
stream
they
from the other
still
side of
work?
my living room. Yeah, you can extend out. I think
Oh, is it USB 3?
depending. I think it's depending USB 3. I don't think you can go as far as USB 3 as you can with 2.
Really?
But you can still go like 30 or 40 foot anyway, which is more than enough
I
to extend
definitely had a
across the
problem
living
with
room.
my what was it? Was it a Rift? The Rift had USB, didn't it? And that definitely didn't
USB.
like having
Yeah.
extensions put on it. That was just
No.
like, nope, too long,
No, you're
too
asking too
much
much
data.
of it. I mean, like all I'm doing is putting a shitty camera and audio, right? So
Mm.
it's handling it no problem. I wouldn't want to be putting full hardcore graphics down the line or whatever like that.
Oh, was that
No,
when you've
no.
done your music streaming?
Yeah, so I'm
On the
trying to
weekend?
set up now streaming. I'm actually got so okay, so this is what I'm trying to do is I'm going to start streaming my music, my DJing, but I want
This
to
is
do
not
it off.
your tractor DJ. This is
This is
real
not my
DJ.
tractor. This is my CDJs and other my let's call it the analog setup, if you will. But it's all over the other side of the room or whatever. But so now I've got the extension to do that. But the reason I got into that is because I'm gonna start doing it. I think I'm gonna start doing it via Mixcloud. So I've discovered Mixcloud. If you go to Mixcloud, go to
Oh, you can live, yeah,
if you Mixcloud Live.
yeah.
It's brilliant, man. It is the Twitch of DJs. It is brilliant.
Yeah.
I went down that rabbit hole last week. Oh my god, I found some of the most fucking hilarious shit I've ever seen. Right? Unbelievable. I found one guy, he was from Marlow, where Matt's from, right? And it was just like, do you know this guy? He's like, he's apparently one of the biggest DJs in Marlow, right? But Matt
Well,
never heard of him.
literally the only DJ in Marlow.
And he's DJing, and he was DJing from his living room. You could tell he was DJing from his living room. He's got loads of lights up, like a proper decent like equipment set up, but he's got like throws over his like sofas and things like that to so it doesn't look like it's in his living room. And he's just he was swearing at the software and all this sort of stuff. It's just brilliant because it's no holds barred on it's the wild west of DJ streaming.
Wow,
But
it's
you
like
can find people just
Justin.tv. This.
yeah, it's brilliant, man. It is so entertaining now. It is my go-to for entertainment.
Nice.
All sorts of different genres, all sorts of different people, old, young, or whatever. All sorts of different styles. It's just really, really interesting to flick through there and see what you can find. So yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, enough about me.
I've got another game.
Go on then, Dave. Get that on, then we'll finish on the big one for Neil.
Last game for me. So, another massive game that's come to Game Pass this week is Cities Skylines 2.
Oh.
Cities Skylines 2 obviously follows its hugely popular game in the series, Cities Skylines.
That's a good point, Dave. That is a big release. We haven't I haven't given it much thought, but yeah, that is a big release for them on Game Pass.
It's the fact that Cities Skylines came out on the hot mess that was SimCity.
SimCity 2000 was it?
SimCity 20. Oh, I don't know what it was called. I think it was just SimCity, the re-release of SimCity name. I don't know,
So
but
is that what City Skylines evolved from?
City Skylines
It was a
was
competitor to.
it was a competitor to, yeah.
Right.
It was, but everybody thought SimCity was going to be great,
Because it
and
had been.
because it had been, and this was the new one.
Was
10
it
years, I think it was
always
10 years
online
ago.
and all that nonsense or something?
Yes,
When it all went
exactly.
to shit.
They
Nothing was
had a
working.
terrible release. None of the servers were working, and it was always online. So if you couldn't connect to the servers, it wouldn't allow you to play the game. Basically, the launch killed the game. I thought it was still quite a good game at the time. It had a lot of very good ideas. But funnily enough, some of the ideas that City Skylines 2 are now doing. Things like upgrading your buildings, extending your map, but not in basically chunks. And yeah, there's I've played about a couple of hours of Skylines 2. I did like the first one. I don't know how many hours I put into the first one, but it was quite big, quite a lot. And yeah, it's really good. If you've never played them, it's got a really good tutorial that goes through. There are a few things that are a little bit confusing if you've not played games like this before, but the tutorial really sort of helps you out with that. And yeah, it's great. It's build a city and
Yeah.
make it good.
That's good to hear. Because I mean, with City Skylines, I mean, I'll say for anybody who hasn't really tried a city builder like this, I mean, these are not my sorts of games at all.
No.
But City Skylines, I put a ton of hours into it, just building up, quite happily, just building up a city until I just got, okay, I got far enough in this. But I definitely put in a good few hours for sure, and enjoyed my time doing it.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
and yeah, as I say, um, it's on Game Pass. You know, if you've
Yeah.
got Game Pass, it's great.
they,
Yeah,
they've kept me busy this week.
yeah, yeah. So Cities Skylines.
Spoiler: I won't play any of them.
Yeah. It City Skylines is basically an evolution of a few other games that they've done that was basically management
Cities in
sim,
Motion or something, wasn't it?
something like that. Where and I played
Did you
that and it was
landscape in the previous game?
not sure.
'Cause this guy's
Don't know.
literally like almost terraforming here. It's like cutting the river into new shapes.
Oh, nice.
Hmm.
Build
So
your
yeah,
Mm.
own. Well, I mean, it was always like you could build your own city, right? So I guess they've
Mm.
expanded the tools and the things you can do, and better trees and shit, whatever. I don't know, more detail.
yeah. Play it.
Sure. Let
Check it
just play the fucking
out.
game. Check it the fuck out.
Yeah, just play it. Just fucking play it.
I
Don't be
ain't gonna
twat.
play it.
And
Oh,
that's it. That's my gaming of the week.
all
Cool.
right. Okay. Well, look, let's hand the reins over to Neil at the end. See if he can run us into the ground with this last one.
Well, it's another shit game, I'm afraid.
Jeez.
Super Mario Brothers Wonder. I've been playing more of that. I've finished the second world earlier today, so I've got my second Royal Seed, and which every time you get one of those, because Bowser's a castle or something now. It's fucking weird. This whole game is fucking bonkers. He's like a castle. He's being surrounded by cloud piranhas.
Of course
So
he is.
piranhas, the the piranha plants, but there's these fucking ones like flying around Bowser, and they're all cloud based, and there's 6 of them, so you got to get obviously the 6 of these seeds that you got to get rid of before you can fight Bowser. But yeah, it's fucking just. I can't believe how good this game looks. Running on the Switch, however old that thing is now, it looks amazing. It never fucking slows down or any bullshit like that. It's just mint. And there's so many tiny little things, like the animation has really gone up to a whole new level on these. I didn't play the new Super Mario's games, but like obviously the big thing is the elephant thing is a new ability. There's another new ability where you launch bubbles and catch things in bubbles, and they turn to coins like your enemies. And there's just loads of new mechanic. Every couple of levels there'll be something new, and then you obviously that's it. You're done with that. You go and do something else now. And there's like obviously when you go through the pipes, like there's a little bit where if you're the elephant, he has to like squeeze into the pipes.
Oh, nice.
And all that sort of shit. And then when you come out the other end, like if you're just like normal Mario, he like does a little peek for it, comes out, look, has a peek, look around the corner, and then before he pops out. And there's loads of little tiny, beautiful little animations in this game now. And it's just like the ultimate 2D Mario game, I think. It's just everything's like I say, the gameplay's perfect, and all the little flourishes are just you don't even notice it to start with, and there's like loads of things you just keep noticing, like when he bumps his head on something, there's like a little couple of stars like pop out above his head and all this sort of stuff. There's just loads of little touches on that sort of stuff, and then the gameplay is just amazing.
The problem with this Mario stuff is it ruins you when you go play other stuff. Like I've
that's
always
why I
said,
don't play any other platform
you go
games.
play other stuff, and then it's not that you think these games are shit. You just all you're thinking about is, oh my god, Mario did this so much better, right? You just realize
there's
how
so many
things
ideas in this as well. It's just like I say, I've done 2 worlds, and like the amount of new things I've done already is just crazy, and I know there's going to be a ton more to come. And it's just like I've seen a couple of clips. There's there's normal stages, and then you get like special badge stages where, because in the normal stages, obviously, if you die, you lose your life. There's little shops that you can go to buy new extra lives as well, and because you pick up all the purple stuff in the levels, that's your currency to go to the shop and buy. You can buy seeds from the shop. Usually, there's one in the shop, and then you can buy like extra lives. So if you buy one extra life, it's like 5 of these purple stars or whatever. But if you buy 5 extra lives, it's only 20. So I'm buying a load of them, like 5 at a time. I've never got low on lives. They go for ages and not die. And then there'll be a level will be like, this is actually quite hard, and I've got to fucking
Sorry,
nail this
there's one
platform.
that really starts to eat into your lives.
Because before you start it, you know as well, because there's a little difficulty rating for each level. So like loads of them are like 1 and 2, and then there'll be one that's like 4, and you're like, okay, fucking need to be on my fucking game here. But a lot of the 4-star ones are like these badge stages. So if you die, you don't lose lives in the badge stages. It's just like and there was one today that I did where I popped into this. Oh, was this the whole level? I think. So you pop into this level, and your arms just like right. There was like a load of, like when there's a bit where there's obviously going to be a platform, but it's not there right now. You have to do like there'll be like blank squares, and then so a little tune starts playing, and then it's like you can hear it again, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. I'm like, okay, so obviously something to do with the music here, and then like the music starts going. And a platform appears on the beat, and then another platform appears on the beat. It's like, okay, so I'm on the beat. I've got to jump on these platforms on the beat. And then it starts speeding up, and you'll have to start running along, and you're like, fuck, 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 fuck. And because obviously after if you have so many beats, the platform disappears again. And it's like, and then there's been another thing with platforms that you land on, and it's got a number on this platform, and every time you land on it, the number goes down, and it gets to 0, then the platform like spins off, and like you fall off. And it's not just you landing on it that can do that. It's like something will land on it from above, and then that might take it to 0, and you fall off the platform. There's fucking just so many new things like all the time. I'm like, this game's awesome.
Yeah.
So this is definitely going to be way up on the list of best games of the year for me. Have you played? Have you finished Zelda? I was thinking this the other day.
I've been eyeing up. Everything got a little bit pulled away from me because I think I was in the middle of Zelda, and then I can't remember what happened. I'm probably making the story up as I go along, but I'm going to blame.
You were both playing Zelda, weren't you?
Yeah, I have a feeling. I think my son took the Switch when he went to England, and then that just totally took away all my Switch momentum. I don't think I've looked at it since. So, but I did see the case sitting there the other day. I was like, I need to finish that. So
you're gonna have to start it again by the time you go back to it.
I'm so close to the end as well. I'm pretty sure. Really? Like I got to the final end part. I'm pretty sure. I just need to. Oh, I think I went away. That was probably one of the mistakes I made. Is I went away to grind or to explore the rest of the map. I just need to lose myself in it again. Yeah, I need to get that back on the go. I do.
Yeah,
I know.
Because then you've got to play Mario.
Yeah, I really should get that before the end of the year.
It's awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Not this month. I can't do it this month.
Well, it's only like 40 quid.
Only. It's both my kids' birthdays, man, next week. It's not a good month.
You just don't eat for a couple of days. That's fine. It's 40 quid. It's done.
I can't do that. I need to eat.
Yeah. So anyway, if you have a Switch, you should be getting Super Mario for sure.
Yeah. It sounds like it. Oh, I went, because I told you before, like I looked at the library and it was like 27 people ahead of me in the queue. Yeah. And I was like, yesterday, I was like, you know what? I was like, these fucking cheap pricks. And I was like, nah, you know what? I should probably just put my name in the queue anyway, right? Just in case I forget or whatever and nothing happens. And at least I'll get a nice bonus 6 months from now. And
Mate, that's going to be...
like, mate, it's 36 people in the queue now. I left it 1 week and another 10 people have joined the queue.
Well, how long are those? Is there only one copy of these people?
Oh, I didn't even bother. Yeah, well,
how
maybe
long is
they bring
each
in more
person
copies.
allowed to have it for? Until they finish it?
A week.
It'll take
a week.
ages.
You have a week. You have a week.
And then you have to give it to someone else.
No, and after a week, you start incurring, I think, $1 a day.
Right. Okay.
So even if you keep it a week for free. It's library. Yeah, you rent it. Yeah, well, you just borrow it, right?
Wow.
and then you have late fees. So even if you borrow it and then keep it for a week after that as well, it's like $7 to have Mario Wonder for 2 weeks. That's a no-brainer, right? Now multiply that out by 36, plus the
Yeah.
people who are going to lose it, plus the
That's
people who are
over a
never
year,
going to,
mate.
plus the people who are going to, in inverted quotes, lose it. Yeah, I mean, I'm never going to rent that game from the library.
No,
It's
you
not
ain't
gonna
getting that
happen.
for the library. You're gonna have to
No,
buy it.
it's not going to fucking happen. So I will. I
Yeah.
get my son to buy it with all his new money.
When's your
New
birthday?
job. Not till next year. By the time that
Get an early birthday present. Early Christmas present.
for myself. If I buy it now, I'm gonna have to flip it. I gotta buy it and flip it once I've
Yeah.
finished it. But the problem is, I buy these Mario games and then I never flip them.
Well, you don't want to. Why
Or-
would you want to?
Or buy it
Because
now.
when you finish
and
it, it's not going to be finished because there'll be loads of other stuff to do.
but give
Yeah.
it to your son for his Christmas present.
Yeah, after you
Yeah.
finished it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. That's what I should do: is buy it for him for his birthday.
But just like,
Which
by the
is just
way,
the equivalent
you're
of
not
me.
playing this
Or
until I finish.
but if I'm doing that, I might as well go buy it for myself anyway. 'Cause I've already got his birthday present. So.
Just buy it.
Maybe. He's so frivolous with the money, isn't he?
No.
So frivolous with other people's money. Just buy it. Just go on. Go on.
You've got money. You can afford that.
Kids frivolous. I'm okay because I don't fucking frivolously spend, Neil.
Just
Got a budget,
don't
mate. Got
play
a budget.
pinball for a week.
No, I can't do that. Got to play pinball tomorrow. Oh yeah, I've got the tournament tomorrow. That's Mario money right there.
Yeah.
So
What, you winning it?
no fucking chance.
Find a pub quiz.
Something. Get a Saturday job.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I will.
you need to
I
get
know
it.
I need to. I will. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's about a show then. I think we've brought it in under 2 hours, which is
Just about.
unheard of normally. So that's good. I'd like to thank everybody for the feedback earlier and the emails and the correspondence and the love. It's all very much
Continued listening.
appreciated. Yeah. Thank you very much. Dave, do you want to do our outro?
I'll do our outro. I'd like to say thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask us questions and get involved, please contact us either on Twitter at Seal Podcast. It's not Twitter anymore, it's X. Email us at sealpodcast@gmail.com or join us on a Discord server. A link is pinned on Twitter and Twitch and anywhere else.
And the impossible to find YouTube channel.
Yes. We have YouTube and Twitch channels which we upload and stream to. And the Twitch channel is twitch.tv/Seal Podcast.
YouTube.com/@Seal Podcast.
At
Should
Seal
get you to
Podcast.
YouTube.
I was going to say Neil, do a shout out, but
It's just
we've
Lord.
only had Lord.
Quite
It's
a
never
chat.
just Lord.
It's, I'm sure there's some lurkers, but he's the only one that's said hello.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, lurkers. And that's it. It's a Friday night done.
Yep. Again.
So,
Well done.
Forza Sunday, hopefully.
Okay.
We'll go
Forza
put
Sunday.
something on the Discord.
We'll put something on
Once we've
Discord and
sorted
on
the time.
X.
Okay. Perfect. Good. All right. Thank you, everyone, once again. And then until next week, we'll catch up with you later.
See you soon.
Cheers, guys.
Ta-ra.